She snapped, "You have no right to touch my phone. I need my own space." I just nodded. Fine. I was trying to find her best friend's number to ask which color Hermes bag she'd like as a gift, but she got upset and went to lunch with her ex. When she came back, she suddenly screamed, and that's really where everything in my relationship with Madison started unraveling. Even though looking back, the cracks had shown up weeks earlier in small, subtle ways that I kept brushing aside because I didn't want to admit something was wrong. I swear I didn't even open her apps or scroll through anything. I just tapped her contacts to find her friend Olivia's number because I'd saved money for months to buy Madison the Hermes bag she always talked about owning someday. But the moment she saw me holding her phone, she grabbed it like I was a burglar breaking in, held it against her chest, and stared at me with this harsh look I'd never seen from her before. She kept saying she needed space, which didn't match the situation at all, but I didn't argue. I didn't want to be the guy she'd once told me her ex, Nathan, had been controlling, paranoid, always checking on her. So I swallowed it. I told her fine, even though confusion ran through my entire body. What made everything sting worse was that she left right after, said she was not hungry and needed fresh air, but she barely made it down the driveway before my phone buzzed with a text from a guy I knew from the gym saying he saw her at lunch with Nathan. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe they ran into each other accidentally. Maybe they were settling something unfinished. Maybe it was nothing. But then the small things started piling up like someone stacking bricks behind my back. Her phone stayed face down constantly. She turned off notifications. She changed her passcode and didn't mention it, even though we had always unlocked each other's phones without second thought. Whenever I walked into a room while she was texting, she locked her screen instantly, sometimes slipping the entire phone into her lap like she'd been hiding state secrets. She took late-night calls in the hallway. She angled the screen away from me on the couch. She said it was work stress, friend drama, nothing I needed to worry about. And I believed her because I wanted to believe her. I didn't want to turn into the suspicious boyfriend she swore her ex had been. I kept telling myself love meant trust. But trust without honesty turns into delusion, and I didn't realize how deep into delusion I'd wandered until everything snapped all at once. A few days after the phone incident, she left for lunch with a coworker, and another friend texted me saying he saw her with Nathan again, this time sitting way too close, leaning in like they were sharing secrets. I didn't react. I didn't accuse her. I waited for her to come home, hoping she'd tell me the truth, but she didn't. She walked in cheerful, kissed me on the cheek, acted like nothing happened, then casually lied when I asked who she'd met. A co-worker, she said again, a co-worker who somehow looked a lot like her ex-boyfriend. The next day, I got another message, this time from my cousin who worked at a cafe across town. He said he spotted Madison with Nathan again. A hug, a cheek kiss. Nothing too obvious, but definitely not just closure or friendship. I still tried to stay calm. It wasn't anger I felt. It was like something numbed inside me, like my brain was disconnecting to protect me from the truth staring me in the face. That night she acted extra sweet, almost strangely soft, like she was playing a role she'd memorized. I could tell because Madison was spontaneous by nature. This was rehearsed. The next morning, it got worse. While she showered, her tablet lit up with a preview message from an unsaved number. Saturday works. We'll talk then. Don't worry. No name, no details, nothing explicit, but enough to make my stomach twist. When she came out, I asked her gently if she had plans on Saturday. She said errands, without blinking. I didn't push. I wasn't going to interrogate her. I wanted the truth to come from her, not from me digging for it. But the truth came from somewhere else entirely. Her sister, Emily. Emily texted me asking if I could help with their mom's birthday gift, since you two might not be around each other much longer. I froze. I called her immediately. She sounded awkward, almost guilty. She said Madison told the family we were taking a break, and basically over. Hearing that felt like my entire body drain out through my shoes. She'd rewritten our relationship status to everyone else before telling me. She'd been preparing an exit behind my back while still eating dinner with me, still kissing my forehead goodnight, still acting like we were simply navigating a rough patch. That night, when she got home, I confronted her gently, not angry, just tired. "Did you tell your family we're taking a break?" She stared at me, stiff, arms crossed. "That's not exactly what I said." "Then what did you say?" "That things are complicated, and we're basically over." She said it so casually, like she was discussing returning library books. I remember standing there, not angry, just heartbreakingly calm. "So you're planning to end things?" I asked. She didn't answer. Silence can be louder than screaming when someone has already made their choice. Saturday came. She dressed beautifully, nicer than usual. Perfume she only wore on holidays or big events. Hair done, nails done. She looked stunning and guilty at the same time. When I asked if she was running errands, she nodded without meeting my eyes. I didn't ask anything else. After she left, I drove to Emily's place to clear something up. Emily looked confused when she opened the door. "She's not here," she said. "I thought she was with you." That's when Emily realized something was off too. She admitted Madison told her she was meeting me that day to talk things out. But instead, she went to meet Nathan. She said they needed closure. Emily whispered. "She said you knew." I thanked her and left. My hands were steady on the wheel. Too steady. That scared me more than tears would have. When Madison came home around sunset, she walked in with this practiced softness, like she'd been rehearsing an apology in the car. "Hey, sorry I'm late," she said gently. I didn't respond with softness. "Did you get your closure today?" Her face went still. She tried lying at first, but eventually admitted she'd met him. They talked about the past. What went wrong? Feelings. The usual script. Then came the real twist. She said she needed space. Time. She said she needed to figure out what she wanted. She said we should separate for a while. It was a line she had prepared days before saying it. I asked one last question. "Is there someone else?" She said no too quickly, then added softer, "Not in the way you think." Not a denial. Just enough vagueness to avoid accountability. I nodded. "If you want space, you'll have it." She looked almost offended I didn't fight for her. But you can't fight for someone who already left emotionally weeks ago. She left that night without another word. I packed before she could return. I folded my clothes slowly, placed them into 2 suitcases, zipped them up, and set the Hermes box on the table. I wrote her a short note. "If you want to leave, I won't stop you. I'm stepping back." You know why? I didn't accuse her. I didn't insult her. I just walked away. I moved into a small apartment across town, barely furnished, quiet, but honest. There was no pretending there. She texted me a few times afterward. Apologies, explanations, confusions, the kind of messages people send when they want emotional access but no accountability. I didn't respond. A week later, I saw her sitting outside a cafe, looking smaller than I'd ever seen her. Sad, maybe regretful, maybe just lost. Part of me wanted to walk over, tell her about the Hermes bag, explain the misunderstanding from the very beginning. But what would that change? She'd already rewritten the narrative long before I found my side of the story. So I kept walking. I ended up giving the Hermes bag away to someone who'd actually appreciate it. Not out of bitterness, just closure. I learned something important through all of this. Sometimes the twist isn't that the person you love left. It's that they left long before you even noticed. And you were the only one still fighting for a version of the relationship that existed months ago. Madison wasn't evil. She wasn't a villain. She was confused, scared, emotionally tangled, and unwilling to communicate honestly. But love without honesty isn't love. It's performance. Love without trust isn't safety. It's anxiety. Love without transparency becomes a maze where one person keeps walking while the other quietly builds walls. And in the end, the silence in my new apartment didn't feel like loneliness. It felt like freedom. The kind that hurts at first, but eventually teaches you something important. You can't hold on to someone who's already let go, and you shouldn't have to prove your worth to someone who's looking over your shoulder at someone else. I close that chapter for good, not with anger, not with revenge, just with clarity. And sometimes clarity is the most painful and most necessary ending of all.